What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Win podcast with your host, Aunt Ma, co-host Justin Vaseur. And today, we're going to be talking about ways to be able to afford your home. And one of them is house hacking a home that you're trying to buy. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are doing something new nowadays.
Which is?
So, before, people would buy a home and have roommates, rent it out, right?
Right.
And obviously, if you are already renting a place with roommates, why don't you just be that leader and buy one and rent it out to those guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously the big question is down payment.
Exactly.
But what a lot of people are doing right now is they have a house and they have 2 stories, or even 3 stories, and they are Airbnb-ing 1 floor.
Really?
Yes, especially in places like San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know if you could do that out here.
Because in San Francisco, you have your garage, then the middle floor, and then all the bedrooms upstairs. But if you remodel it to have kitchens on both floors and things like that, you have separate living spaces. And I think that's what people are doing out in San Francisco rather than here in LA where we do ADUs and turn the garage into a place to live. They do it by floors. So now they're Airbnb-ing floors while still living in their house. So that's a huge way to house hack. That's the new modern way that I've seen.
So is that something that you would recommend to a first-time home buyer too?
I would recommend for someone who's trying to afford a home, if you do have a down payment but can't afford monthly payments, I would definitely house hack.
Okay.
Like out here in Vegas, we do have those 3-story homes.
Yeah.
That
are pretty dope.
They're really nice. And you get them for what, like $400K?
Yeah, 400 to 600.
So when you're talking about, 10% down, 40 grand. Come on, man. You can save 40 grand if you really tried. If you ate cup of noodles for 1 year, you might be able to save 40 grand.
You think so?
Maybe like 20 to 30. Okay, be realistic. 20 to 30 grand you can save in a year.
Oh, I don't know.
You can't save 20 grand in a year?
I'm thinking of the average person.
I would say
if they're making the average income right now is what, 60?
I think if someone's making minimum wage, you cannot. You can save maybe 10 grand a year at most.
I'm thinking of average income.
I think if you're making, you're talking about like the 80 grand? What's the average income right now?
I think it's like 60 to 80.
Well, 60 to 80 and you're renting a place right now. I mean, I think you should still be able to save 20 grand.
Okay.
Yeah. Why not? Right? 20 grand goes to rent. You still have 40 to 60 grand. Where's it going to?
Food.
Yeah.
Car.
40 grand worth though? Come on. You have to live within your means. You know what I mean?
I think if you really make those sacrifices, anywhere from 60 to 80 grand, yes, you could probably save like 20 G's to 30 G's if possible.
Yeah. When I was renting with my friends in homes, I didn't have a car payment. I bought a $3,000 car, and that's what I was driving. This was like 2002, and I'm driving a 1995 Honda Accord. That's very old back then. That was $3 grand. So I'm trying to avoid payments, right? I'm not going out to eat all the time because I can't. There was a time in my life when my friends would want to come to Vegas every weekend and party, and they're the types that would get tables. And I'm like, bro, I'm working like 3 jobs right now, and I still can't afford that shit. Yeah. But I was hanging out with like rich friends, and they're like, it's okay, just come. We'll spot you. And like in my head, I'm like, I don't want you to spot me because I don't want to pay you back. Yeah. Right. And I'm like, fine, I'll go. And then I'll come and bring like this hot water thermos maker thing, and I'll bring a box of cup of noodles, and I would just eat the cup of noodles while everyone else goes eats at the restaurants. Like, that's how broke I was. Even when I was renting with my friends in LA, I would have boxes of cup of noodles and I would hide it in my closet because me and my friends would get high and they would eat up all my food. I'm like, bro, like this is how I survive. You guys still live with your mom and dads. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm 18 years old and I'm buying these cup of noodles for myself, but you guys are freaking munching them all. So you just got to find ways to be able to house hack without, you just got to find ways to house hack to where you can, it can benefit you.
Yeah. And with the current interest rates and affordability right now, you see that being more of a trend now, for sure?
I see the Airbnb part being more of a trend, where people are Airbnb part of their house, right? Because there is that option when you go on Airbnb.com and it says, check this box for entire house or not, right?
Yeah, because I would, low-key right now, I'd probably get a house and then just have someone else live on the bottom floor for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least until the rates come down a little bit and see like how the refinancing goes.
So what I am seeing actually, especially in California, is that people are buying the homes with a mindset of how they're going to rent out part of the house. So we're looking for those specific homes. And I have clients right now and also clients prior to this that were like, find me a house with a detached garage because I'm going to convert it in house hack. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That was the one thing that I loved about my house. I was like, oh, there's a garage right there. We can turn it into a house, you know? And it was already illegally built that way. And we're like, yes, this works. And at the time, that house was at the top of our budget. And we're like, we can't afford this home. But I was like, if I can Airbnb that garage, then we can afford the home. And then I found out after I bought the home, we can't Airbnb in West Covina. I'm like, what the hell? So now I'm stuck. But then I started renting it out to people. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if you want to live in a home that you think you deserve, you got to find ways to make money in the house. Right? Because me and Christina, my wife, we had one kid at the time. We knew we were going to have a second kid. And I was like, we need this house for the kids to grow up in. We can't afford anything else.
Right.
But this was way out of our budget. You know what I mean? So being able to rent out that garage kind of saved our life.
Yeah. Would you look into something like that for this house? Or do you feel like you're in a pretty comfortable spot where like you're just chilling?
I think right now I'm pretty comfortable. I think I would just rather buy some rental properties instead and keep it outside of this house.
Wait, so this is an investment home, right?
Yeah.
You're planning on selling it off or keeping it and renting it out?
The goal is to sell it and then buy another home all cash with the money that we made here and the previous few homes. That's our goal. But if we have the money, I would love to keep this home for a rental. One, because a home like this, I can rent out for like $15,000 a month.
Really?
Yeah.
On this playing field, I guess, with like these homes, do you find more people buying these type of homes versus renting them?
Yes, more people are buying them. But there's a lot of people in Vegas there's this new thing that's called luxury rentals. Okay. And that's what people are doing because there's a lot of sports teams coming, a lot of celebrities coming, and they're spending $15,000 a month, you know, and they can do it. Cut out that part where I said $15,000 a month, because it's actually $8,000 a month. So I'll say, so I can actually rent out. So cut that part where I said $15,000. Okay. So if I wanted to, I could actually rent this house for $7,000 to $8,000 a month. You know, and that's a lot of money. Yeah. But for me to be able to keep this home and rent it out and afford a second home, I got to start making a lot more money. Yeah. Like you basically have to have a whole nother like life to pay for this second home. You know what I mean? Like, you know how long it took to build this life here with this house? And now I got to do a second one just to keep that first one? That's a lot. Like doing wax on, wax off here.
Whoa. I want to tell Christina, dude.
I'm thinking about Christina.
Okay.
So, yeah. I think everyone's goal, like most of my clients, they say, you know, I'm going to keep this home forever. I'm never going to sell it and I'm going to rent it out. And I have to tell them, whoa, that's what we all think we want to do, but it might not happen. Chances are that's going to happen for you. It's not. You know, I have to hit them hard with that reality because they always think that. But it's not going to happen, man. You're going to use that money to buy a bigger home. How are you gonna just all of a sudden have another $200K to buy a bigger home?
Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah,
That's not real.
Okay, what else?
So like right now, you're looking for a home to buy with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
And are you looking for a home just for yourself, or are you gonna look for something to house hack with?
So,
right, like you can buy a condo right now. Just you two. You can buy a condo, or you can buy a house.
Yes.
And house hack.
Yeah, I mean, we really want to just have a comfortable space for just us.
Yeah.
I do think that if we got a condo and it was 2 bedrooms, it might be a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely want to get a house. Would we house hack? I don't know. We've had roommates for a long time.
Yeah.
I think this is the first year that we haven't had a roommate.
And you guys love it.
Yeah, and we love it.
Well, what if the roommates, because you always talk about your family's always coming over, and what if you just rent it out to your family members? You don't want your sister, your brothers, or in-laws living with you?
I don't think I have a problem with that. I do know that.
Why? Is it because they're watching right now?
No.
Tell me the truth, Justin.
No, I just think, yeah, I mean, you just have to deal with their own personalities. You know, sometimes like they might be having trouble paying rent or whatever the case may be. And then having it be like family puts you in a weird position sometimes.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you got to ask for money or you got to, make sure they're picking up after themselves or whatever. So like, I don't like being in that position.
Yeah.
So like half of me wants to or would want to.
Yeah.
And then the other half is just like, nah, just keep it how it is.
What if, right now you can afford a condo, but you're like, okay, if I can get this dream home, I do need to have roommates.
Yeah.
Now, if I have a roommate who pays for it, it'll be like, I don't know, let's just say $15,000 for the year is what they'll pay you in rent. Mm-hmm. Okay. But if maybe 2 months they didn't pay and you had to pay it for them, that's still like $12,000 that they helped you out with. So going in with that mindset is a little different.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. I think that would be the mindset that I would go into it with.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've always had that mindset. Like when I've rented. Yeah. I've always tended to be the one that will take care of things. And so whatever the position is, I know I'll take care of it. And if that's the case, then yeah, like that'd be fine.
Are you the oldest sibling in your family?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you think like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, because you got to take care of your sisters, right?
Yeah, I've also been in that position a few times when with my first apartment. Yeah. Where I had to cover the rent for that month or whatever.
Yeah, no, I had to do that a lot too. Yeah. I was a person asking for money. So when I was 18, literally the month I turned 18 was the month I moved out of my house. So I wasn't even in college yet. It was like the summer right before college. And I did have a good job where I was getting paid like $2,000 something a month. And the rent was like $800 total. But I was still asking my roommate for my share. Like, hey, can you help pay for my rent for this month and I'll pay you back? I would always pay him back. Yeah. But being 18 years old, my priority wasn't always like, I got to pay my rent first because I know my rich roommate would pay that rent no matter what. But it wasn't like I was taking advantage of it. I was paying him back every time. Yeah. But the priority of my money was like, now that I live on my own, I can buy all this cool stuff. I have a car. I want to fix up my car. I want to do all these things to make me look cool and for girls. Mm-hmm. So I was spending a lot of money for girls, which was stupid. Right. Yeah. So, yeah, I've been in that position where I always just had to ask people for money too. And it doesn't make you feel good. Yeah. But you just can't stop sometimes. So, you being on the other side, it's like you don't want to. I don't think anybody wants to be in that position ever.
What position?
You don't want to help people. I don't want to ask for it, right? But it's just, I don't know. So in order for you to not be in those situations, you wouldn't want to house hack, is what you're saying.
it would just have to be a very particular.
Yeah.
Like, I would have to feel it out, kind of see how things are going. If they're responsible and everything's cool there, then
I get it. So it's house hacking to as if you were a landlord and you're screening tenants.
Yeah, for sure.
And then renting out to those tenants.
Yeah.
Rather than friends and family where it becomes a little gray area.
Yeah, because
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So if you guys are trying to house hack, make sure you do it as you are the landlord and you screen your tenants. Mm-hmm. That is what we've learned here today on today's Next Win episode. So guys, make sure to check out all of our episodes that we put up from Tuesday to Friday. And on Mondays, we do our 1 hour episodes on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and Google, and every other podcast platform you guys listen on. Drop the comments below. Let us know where you listen to the podcast. Make sure you follow on all channels, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.